everyone, Courtney here. Coming up with the language that goes on your sell sheet is a really fun process for me and to bring my students at InventRight through, especially because it often creates some pretty incredible aha moments. You really get to know and understand your product at a much deeper level when we talk about why someone would want to buy it. Most of these aha moments happen because of one particular technique, and that is what I'm going to talk about today. Welcome to episode number 59. Let's get into it.
Where inventing, passion, and hard work intersect. Welcome to the Serial Inventing Podcast. Bite-sized, perspective-altering episodes on serial inventing and beyond. From motivating key tips on product licensing to obstacle-busting conversations on transitioning to a full-time serial product developer. Buckle your seatbelt, because you're in for a ride. Warning, this podcast may motivate you to make wild decisions that will propel you forward in your inventing career and hijack more of your time for your passion. If you aren't ready to make it happen, then this podcast isn't for you.
I had originally heard of this incredible technique by the amazing head coach at InventRight, Terry O'Mara. Shout out to him for changing the way I do and teach sell sheets forever. It's called the 5 whys. It's very easy to mix up the message and say the same thing many times on a sell sheet if you aren't careful. We will want to get to the bottom of what we really want to say for each sentence we put on there. My students know that I call these souls. Our goal is to find the soul of each benefit, each feature, and each sentence so we never duplicate information on the sell sheet and are clear in our marketing. But how do you get to the soul? To do that, you must dig a little deeper. And this is where this technique comes in. Here's an excerpt from mindtools.com that talks about the origin of this technique. Sakichi Toyoda, the Japanese industrialist, inventor, and founder of Toyota Industries, developed the 5 whys technique in the 1930s. It became popular in the 1970s, and Toyota still uses it to solve problems today. Now, from the automotive floor to the business world, it is used in marketing to get to the bottom of the message, if you will. The parts that really matter when you remove the fluff. What you are really trying to say. To perform the technique, it is actually quite simple. First, you need to start with what you will be doing it on. For example, a benefit sentence that you might need a little bit more help on to get to the soul of it. Why people would care about that benefit. Then, once you do this, you will rebuild the sentence from that soul to create a sentence with purposeful meaning to your end user. Now that you have picked your benefit sentence, simply ask yourself, why does that matter? Write down your thoughts and ask again, why does that, what you just wrote down, matter? Do this 5 times to get to the soul. I can most often get to the soul on the 3rd go, but if you aren't there yet, just keep going. Sometimes it's a bit hard to kickstart this if you are doing this for the first time, so I like to describe it as such. Pretend you are at a store that would carry your product. You walk into the aisle your product is on, and you see someone already looking at it, holding it in their hands. You walk up to them and you say, "Hey, that's my product. I came up with that idea." And they say, "Wow, that is really cool." Then they flip over the package to read the benefits of the product, and they read out loud that one sentence you were working on perfecting. Then they look at you and say, why does that matter? Now is your chance to start describing to them why that benefit sentence matters to him. You will most likely struggle with this and talk in circles, trying to grasp at something that feels obvious, but your goal is to dig a little deeper. Once you finish your ramble, you pretend he asks again. I see. But why does that matter? Play this back and forth 3 to 5 times until you are very clear on what the soul is of that sentence. Then, move on to the next sentence. Keep in mind that if you do this 3 to 5 times, you can always stop partway down. So if you find the answer to why 3 feels more powerful than why 5, that's probably because it really should have stopped there. You will also need to consider your market and think about what main purposes it has to your end user. Sometimes you come up with multiple good sentences you will end up using off of a single sentence you are dissecting. Here's an example of the 5 whys in action. The sentence is, hours of fun for your pup while you are away. And why do I care? Well, because I want to keep him busy while I am on work calls and at the store. And why does that matter? Because I don't want him to be anxious and rip up the couch. And why do I care about that? Because I don't want my expensive couch destroyed and I want him to be okay alone. We are just at the 3rd why, and I think we have something good here. The first part of the sentence could translate into keeps your furniture intact while your dog is alone with it. And wanting him to be okay alone could translate to encourages independent, undisrupted play, or encourages undisrupted play during busy and important moments. We just went from hours of fun for your pup while you are away, which could probably be said about a lot of products, to keeps your furniture intact while your dog is alone with it, which adds a bit of playful humor and encourages independent, undisrupted play during important moments. Just through this one technique, we got 2 distinctively unique and intriguing sentences because we dove a bit deeper and didn't rush the process. I'm not even sure what this product is, and I want it. And I don't even have a dog. I will have to say, after doing this now for over 5 years and over 1,000 times, I can honestly say it comes really naturally to me, where I can figure mine out really easily without even going through the exercise. And when it comes to my students, if they start to ramble on the first why, I can pretty easily see the 3rd why's answer before it is said. It feels like a superpower to me, but trust me, it isn't. It's just like the quote from copywriter Jamali Campbell says, "Overnight success is the product of work done over nights." If you send me a message on LinkedIn of your 5 whys on one benefit sentence, I'll give you a pretty powerful pro tip on what 80% of your marketing copy on your sell sheet should all have. Thanks for tuning in and taking a few bites with me today. And remember, serial inventors don't make excuses. They make it happen. See you soon!